I know, crew. Oops, we've accidentally gone onto the gravel. What are we gonna do? That's so bad. We can't ride our bike on the gravel, can we? That's not possible. It must be new bike day, crew. Shit. Here we have it, crew. Unlike other new bike day videos, we're getting straight into it. I'm not lingering the new bike till the end, but we have a 2025 Cervelo Aspero. Now, she is the bottom of the bottom spec. We're rolling mechanical Shimano GRX 600, but like I've thought about this for a long time. Like, I have wanted a gravel bike for so long, because especially just like as the traffic is getting worse and worse, right? Like, you know, road rage here in Australia is, I'd say cycling here is worse now than it was 3 years ago. And a big thing is, well, like, why not get out into the gravel? You know, when I head up into the Dandenongs, like, I want to explore and hear the birds. And, you know, when I'm just riding easy, like, I want to cruise and be comfortable and have some fun. So I thought about it for a long time, was looking at secondhand, and my old work that you guys have seen, Old Velo Therapy, now Bayside Cycles, helped me out with an absolutely ripper deal on this guy. So, you know, I didn't want anything flash. I didn't need anything flash. I just wanted a bike that could get out and explore. And a big thing that led me to the Aspero was, like, I have the opportunity to use it as a road bike if I want in the future, because it is such an aggressive gravel frame. Like, it's a racing gravel frame, and it feels so nice to ride. So yeah, I'm super pumped, crew. Here it is, the Cervelo Aspero. Now it's time for a short film. Let's rip, crew. Let's rip. P.S. Welcome back to another vid. Let's go! I think you can basically just think of me as the gravel riding Ken Block. Like, I think this footage just absolutely shows how like my bunny hops are just, the airtime is insane to the membrane. All right, let's go, crew. Let's hit this. J-Dog, you're not on a mountain bike. Doesn't matter. Confidence beats skill every day of the week, crew. Yes, dog. This is so much fun. Oh shit, oh shit. Skids for days. Woo. Woo. Ooh, that would have been bad if I just went face first. Gosh, we're not even, is this even a track? Doesn't matter, crew, because we're on a graveler. Skids, which way? Let's go this way. Brap. Change down gear. Brap. What a track. Wow, and this is so close to home too. FYI, you can ride your bike through here, crew. But as you'll see, it's actually been very wet. So this baby is getting, you know, no running in time. This is just, let's get to it. We're a gravel bike and we're gonna do some work. Whew. Up, 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 up. Tour de France starts in a couple of days, crew. Bloody keen. My coach is gonna be like, why'd you do a bloody VO2 ride? And I'll be like, gravel is life. Let's send it, baby. Yeah, dog. Whew. I've averaged 300 watts over the last 30 minutes. Stick around, crew, because we're about to head home. And something popped into my mind the other day as to do a bit of a video with you. And that was like, what are some of the things I use in training and racing that like I've learned, like things wise, right? Whether it's tires, the exact nutrition, the different chains and cassettes I use, and I guess ways to save money that I've learned. So yeah, stick around. It's actually going to be interesting, particularly for new triathletes. And yeah, we'll have a chat about how you can save some money and some of the tips, I guess, I have for you. I'm absolutely stoked, crew. I'm a graveler. I might be shit at it, but how much fun. The fact you can just go off the beaten path whenever you want. Epic. I think it's fair to say she's no longer a brand new bike. Ooze. First ride, immediately just bang. Out of the gates, like a bull out the gates. Nah, that was epic fun. I am so pumped. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's been something I've wanted to do for so long, and that's some of the most fun I've had on a bike in a really long time. Yeah, I'm really excited. I know I'm gonna ride the hell out of this thing, and I'm so excited. Such a nice bike. Yeah, let's head inside, crew. Yeah, good girl. So, crew, some slightly bad news. We're 2 and a bit weeks since the last video. After the last video, as I said, things that progressed really well. Like the things really started to click, and yeah, it was really good. And then the inevitable happened. Well, not the inevitable, but I got sick. There's been so many people sick at work. Like I'll see a client and then the next day they'll cancel their shift because they're sick. And that happened, I think, with 3 or 4 different clients. Like, so everyone has been dropping like flies at work sick, and unfortunately it got me and it wiped me out, and now it's been a week, and I'm just starting to return. So frustrating, crew. But I'd say in general, like, I've been in a really good place with training, even though things haven't gone smoothly. Like that is my 3rd bout of sickness in, I think, 4 months. And that's just, since New Zealand, like since the New Zealand injury. So, you know, things have not gone smoothly since then. Like, yes, I've made a lot of progress in, you know, the swimming and, you know, the VO2 bike work, and, you know, things are coming along with the run. But gosh, it's frustrating when all I want to do is train and like things keep popping up. But like, I feel like I've actually been dealing with it really well. And I think a key part of why I've been dealing with it well is because I know that the time will come. Like, I 110% know that, you know, as long as I keep healthy as I can, and, you know, I build patiently, like, I know it'll come. So there's really nothing to worry about. Like, oh, well, you know, sickness means a week off. Oh, well, it's pushed back another week, you know, like, it's okay, you know, I'm doing my best and I know it'll come. And that kind of leads me on to, I did get really frustrated last night. And wasn't actually going to share it, but I thought, you know what, like, I know that there's probably other people in my situation that would feel the same. And I think it's important that we talk about it, and it's just helps you to deal with these things as an up and coming athlete. So last night I saw a post from two well-known triathletes, and they're doing a podcast together, and they posted saying how they think it's good and okay and normal to go out and have 4 or 5 pints of beer, like they made it seem like every Friday night. And I saw that and I just saw red, because like it was 7:30 p.m. last night when I saw that. I was having a brief little break while something was loading on my computer while I was doing some work, to have a quick scroll, as you do. And yeah, it really frustrated me because like, I completely disagree. No, it's not good to have 4 or 5 pints of beer. It doesn't matter if it's once a week or every 2 weeks. No, it's not good. That's going to massively influence your recovery. And secondly, I don't have time for that. Like, I have done like 3 social things this entire year, and now that is my choice, and some would say is a silly choice, and that there's more to life than this. But for me, like, I know if I'm going to make this dream happen, I have to hustle every single day. I am maximizing every single second of this day to the best of my ability. Whether that's work or training or sleeping or eating, I am definitely not going out and drinking. And I just couldn't disagree with it more. Like, yes, it's okay to go have a drink. And if you want to do it, go for it. But like me personally, like I definitely, that's a once in a very blue moon. It's got to be for a special occasion, but that's my choice. But I saw that, and I saw these 2 professional athletes, and I thought, gosh, you have it easy. Like, I'm like, I looked at that and I thought, if that's how you view your training and how professionally you take this sport, I thought, I take this a lot more professionally than you do, like, clearly. And now, stay with me. I share that because, you know what? There's probably some of you that look at my job, which is so easy some of the times, and the fact I get to do some working from home on my computer, I could be laying bricks from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and I'm not, and that would be a nightmare if I was. And so where I'm circling to is comparison is the thief of joy. And so we can lose Flo, come here, good girl. We can lose so much joy in what we do if we spend our time comparing ourselves and our situations to other people, all right? So for me, whatever reasons, I've had a number of setbacks and things have slowed down. Sure, if things had gone differently, yeah, maybe I'd have already made a life out of this a couple years ago. But things haven't gone this way, and that's okay because I'm learning from it, and I believe the time will come when I will be able to put on show the things that I have learned, and that resilience and that grit that I have developed, which can't be faked, I believe the time will come, crew, and that will be put on show. And so I'm very grateful for that. So for my fellow hustlers out there that are doing everything they can, no matter if it's this sport or whatever it is in life, and you are working your ass off to achieve it, and you feel like you're seeing other people not work as hard as you, and they're either doing better or have more than you or whatever it is, keep hustling, crew, right? Control the controllable. And always bring yourself back to a grateful attitude, because I guarantee you there are some people in Ukraine right now, and there are some people in Gaza, and there are some people all over the world that are doing it a lot harder than we are. So be grateful for what you have, and I love what I do. Like, I love this sport. I wouldn't change it no matter what. And so as if you keep that as your focus, it's all okay, right? It'll all work out. And one thing I love about my coach is he is one of the most incredible athletes that you've never heard of, if I can say that. Like, maybe there's some of you that have heard of him, but some of his like data and the things he's done is just mind-blowing, beyond world class. And yet, like, he doesn't have a social media, he doesn't, and you know, I love that. And so a big part, I think, of I haven't been posting that much recently, either on YouTube or Instagram, and that's because for me right now, I just feel like I'm in the middle of the hustle, and I'm kind of keen to just let the racing do the talking later this year or next year or whenever it comes. I'm just kind of done with talking and keen to just show the work, you know. So I say that to say, don't let comparison steal your joy, because it will, and it's all okay. Make sure you love what you're doing, because at the end of the day, tomorrow could be your last day on this planet for all we know. So don't take it all too seriously. So yeah, enough of that, but I did want to share that yarn for you, for those that might be able to sympathize or feel the same. Now, let's chat about some of the things I use in training that help me. What do you reckon, Flo? Sound like a plan? Sound like a plan, Stan? So this might be a little bit messy, but for new viewers, it's like new to triathlon, stick around, okay? So first up, I'm going to talk about my bikes. And so here we have the Blue Mamba. So she's rolling SRAM Force, so that's middle of the range, electronic, right? And I'm actually running so this is the wheel. That's the wheel of it. It's a SRAM Red cassette. So I've upgraded the cassette. I have a SRAM Red chain for racing, but right now, given it's just sitting on the trainer, I've got a SRAM Force chain on. This is a SRAM Rival cassette that I put on the kicker because I just went as cheap as I possibly could. Doesn't matter, as long as it's 12 speed and SRAM, it'll work the exact same. So just put a cheapy cassette on there, definitely my recommendation. Always make sure that if you put a new cassette on, you're putting a new chain on as well. That's going to help both your chain and cassette last as long as possible. Now over to this guy, which yes, you'll notice I haven't sold yet. I'm going to try see if I can hang on to her for a little bit. We'll just see if I end up using it, if I head out, do any road rides. But see, this is SRAM Red mechanical. Yeah, I'm actually rolling SRAM Force cassette and SRAM Force chain, because it's the opposite of my BMC, because the BMC is Force and I'm upgrading it to Red through components, whereas the Trek is Red and I'm downgrading it to Force because it doesn't matter. I'm not like SRAM Red cassettes just Google it. They cost an insane amount of money. Thankfully, I was able to get mine cheap, but they cost an insane amount of money. I can't afford to run that on my bidone. So what I say that for is you can even if you have a certain type of bike, you can either upgrade it or downgrade it to make your running costs as cheap as possible. Now, for people that use chain lube like me, I have thought long and hard about this. And I have stayed, I don't wax my chains. Who has time for that, honestly? Like, yes, sure, some people say it's easier and, you just do a bunch of them or whatever, and then, it gets you through a while. Who cares? Even explaining that took too long. Chain lube is so much easier. Let's not beat around the bush. And now this is the greatest chain lube on the planet. Like, don't waste your time with any other chain lube. This is the Weld-Tight ceramic lube. This is the best lube. I actually had the OG, the original bottle. It looks like this. TFT, well, can you see it? It's getting a bit glary. TFT ceramic lube. I bought this about 5 years ago. Dad actually bought it for me at the Husky race in 2021 when I won the long course Oz Champs. Anyway, that chain lube changed, like it's the same one, changed brands to the Weld-Tight. So I spent so long researching, trying to find the same lube. I tried other lubes. Like over my year, I've tried a lot of lube. And the Weld-Tight lube is by far the best. It runs really well in wet conditions. It doesn't attract dust. You can just kind of wipe it off and add a couple more drops. Like 100% get it. You won't be disappointed. Enough of that. Obviously, you all know my Gooch Goo. You need to be using Gooch Goo for your anti-chafe cream for your Gucci Gooch when you're cycling, and great for wetsuits and all sorts. Like, this is the best chafing cream, and it's Australian made, all natural. Make sure you get it. What else do we have? Oh yeah, so for racing, I use the Muck Off Ludicrous Lube. So it's shown to be, research-wise, it's the fastest lube, or one of the fastest lubes. And yes, it does make a difference. And look, it is a bit more pricey, but it's not that much. All right, secondly, we're going to jump over to tyres. Now, I use the Pirelli, there you go, Pirelli Cinturato. It's upside down, but Pirelli Cinturato tyres. So these tyres are fantastic. I run them on all my bikes. They're on the, there you go, they're on the track as well. Absolutely, I think I've had one puncture in the last like four years. Like, they are so puncture resistant, and you're going to ride thousands of kilometers on them, and they feel fantastic. I tried a lot of tires. These are also super easy to put on and take off. I just wouldn't waste my time with anything else. Like, and every person I know that has tried them has never gone back. So yeah, I know there's a lot of other good tires out there. So if you have a good tire, cool. But this is for people looking for a good tire. You cannot go past the Cinturatos. And also, you'll notice I'm running 26 mil tires on all my bikes, because the truth is, these bikes are now like old, if I can say that, and that's actually all they can take. They can only take 26s. They won't fit anymore. So but it does the job, you know, like, everything's going wide, but you know, they're perfectly fine. And if I want to ride comfy, that's what the Aspero is for now. She's running 40 mil tires, not mucking about. All right, now let's jump into this cabinet. Okay, this, yes, it looks messy, don't hate me, but it's organized chaos. I know where everything is. First off, this is the tire I race with. So it's the Pirelli P0 Race TT tire. Yes, I'm running 26s for these as well. So yeah, a few years ago, I did a lot of research, like looking around at all the tire tests, you know, what are tires running? Like, you know, me and Flo did these tests, and this Pirelli tire kept coming up in the top 2 or 3 as tested. And then I've actually run a couple of their generations, like they've upgraded a couple times, and honestly, they're just fantastic. They feel incredible. When you put them on, you just feel like you're flying. Like, it's genuinely, if you're not running a race tire, that is the easiest free speed. Like, it's the first upgrade I would do. And yes, who put this mess in here? And then where I run latex tubes. So it's an old latex tube there. But yes, I still run tubes in my bikes because they are simpler. Don't argue with me. I've thought, again, long and hard about it. But the truth is, if you get a full puncture, like, how often are you just getting a pinprick puncture? Not very often. A lot of the times, if you're getting a puncture, it's a screw, it's a nail, it's something that's slicing your tire. And in that case, tubeless ain't going to do a thing. It's actually just going to be messier to undo, and more of a hassle and slower to undo and try get a tube in there. So my opinion is tubes are simplest. Sure, I might change at some point, but if you're looking to keep things simple but quick and efficient, run tubes, and run latex tubes in your tires when racing. Biggest upgrade, race tires and latex tubes. Cannot recommend enough. Now, obviously you all know I use Precision Hydration. So here's some of the, like, this is just my cabinet full of stuff. So their carb mix, I use this guy the most. It's just so easy to grab. And in 1 litre, you can have 60 grams of carbs and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, which is so easy. Great for your 1.5 hour kind of training sessions. In here are the 60 gram chews, which you guys saw in the last video. The electrolytes are all down the back. Caffeine gels. Yeah, Precision Hydration have the best and simplest and yummiest and easiest and best value for money stuff, and I've used them for many years, and I always will. Second, here's another one. So Muck Off Bike Protect. When I wash my bike, always cover this afterwards, so it just helps protect against rust and dirt and grit. It's a silicone spray. It works really well to look after the bike. So sometimes the simplest of creaks can like be fixed with that. The Ketone IQ, I'm sure you guys have seen this around. So I actually gave that a try a couple years, end of last year, I got it to try, and you know what? It works. It's insane. Now, we're going to talk about swimming stuff. Now, I am very lucky, but the team at Arena Retail in South Melbourne, they've looked after me again just this morning. So, given me a whole heap of goodies, and I'm very grateful for it. But like, that's not why I'm saying anything. Why I'm saying anything is because I've said it for a long time in my videos. Arena goggles are the best goggles on the planet, hands down. If you go buy a pair and you don't like them, I will happily refund you myself, because I guarantee you will be stoked and you'll never wear anything else again. I guarantee that. They are the best anti-fog. So, and the other great thing about their anti-fog, you know how other brands, they say, no, don't touch the inside of the lens, you'll wipe the anti-fog off. No, not how Arena goggles work. So if they do fog up, which honestly is probably not going to happen until after an hour of swimming, like when you get them brand new, it's insane. You just wipe the inside and they're good to go for another hour. Like, they last forever. And the pairs I've had for just over 2 years. I got them before I went to Europe, the Europe trip a couple of years ago. They're just now, the anti-fog is just now starting to wear a bit. And they gave me some anti-fog spray that you put back in there. It's special Arena stuff, and it recoats it and it's good to go again. So yeah, 100% get yourself some Arena goggles. And how sick do these look? I cannot wait. The bag is wicked too. Very lucky. They gave me a coat as well. Look, pretty awesome. Good day. Next up. All right, we're going to touch on running shoes, but you guys all know that I wear Sauconys. They are the best running shoe. The Endorphin Speeds, Triumphs. Actually, out the front, because I did a little run this morning, is the Kinvaras, which I've been wearing a ton. This is what I've been wearing, particularly as I'm rebuilding, because they're that low heel to toe drop, very natural feeling shoe. So definitely recommend get yourselves a pair of Kinvaras. If we're talking cycling kit, honestly, I have had some of this, like the stuff, oh gosh, the room is so messy. I've had some of this kit for literally since I started, and a lot of this has been hand-me-down stuff. But yeah, like that jacket you saw me wear today, the long sleeve polka dot one, that was the first long sleeve jersey I ever bought. Would have been 2019. It's fantastic, still works really well. But in terms of kit that I've actually purchased and used, well, those white shorts, they were from the op shop. But black sheep stuff, so I have a fair few black sheep things. Where we got, like, yeah, nice jerseys and stuff. But all of this I have bought on their sales. They have massive sales on Boxing Day, and I think there was just one a couple days ago for end of financial year. I rate black sheep stuff super, super highly, and anytime I have to buy stuff, I just wait until the next like sale and then I buy quite a bit of stuff. So definitely recommend black sheep stuff. I don't recommend buying at full retail because it's insanely priced, but yeah, it's good gear. Actually, while we're on cycling stuff, these are the bike shoes I used. I've used these, so I bought these about 4 years ago, bought them for $600. They were an absolute fortune at the time, and now look at how I treat them. But they're now, you can still buy the exact same version down to, I think they're like $250 or $300. And I'm probably actually going to get Ruby to buy me a new pair for my birthday later this year, I think, because like, yeah, they're just getting a bit like stretched and stuff. But another key recommendation for saving watts is bike shoes. So what is the first thing, if you think about it, where is the watts gonna be lost first, right? So you've got tires contacting the ground, you've got wheels, bearings. The first thing connecting to the pedals is your foot, right? And a lot of cheap shoes, they'll bend and flex, and you want the stiffest, strongest shoe that you can get to transfer all that power. Highly recommend these S-Works shoes, especially if you can find them on sale now, which you probably will because they're an older model. Get yourself some good shoes. You won't be disappointed with them. Next up is the Wahoo. I forgot to mention this, but I have had so many people ask me going like, oh, I'm just going to get the Wahoo core. Don't waste your money. If you can't afford a kicker, don't get one. Wait until you can. Don't get the core, because every single person I know that has bought a core has ended up buying a kicker. It's a waste of money. Definitely get the kicker. It works so much better. You're going to, your data is more accurate and your training is more accurate, and there's just no point doing it half-hearted, in my opinion. So get a kicker, even if it's secondhand. Like my first one that I had was a V2 secondhand one that I got for $700 from my coach. It was probably a bit of a steep price, to be honest, given how many Ks he put on it, but I just did what he said. And I rode the shizings out of that thing, and it only died, I think, it lasted me 3 or 4 years. Now this guy got into 2023, still going strong. Another one for you is bike insurance. So I'm with Bike Sure, that's Bike S-U-R-E. They're an Australian company, and I definitely recommend getting a good bike insurance. Like, the truth is, these bikes cost an insane amount of money. And that bike there that you can see, that I got on insurance after I had my crash. So they were fantastic, paid me out, no questions. When I went into the back of a car, I have a scar under my chin now, and my middle finger on my left hand still has issues in the knuckle. I think it's a ligament thing. I'm going to have arthritis in it when I'm old. It's a good story to tell. Went into the back of a parked car and people would just laugh. I still remember seeing these blokes in Ute laughing at me when it happened, and I was covered in blood. Classic car drivers versus cyclists these days in Melbourne, not stopping down. Anyway, my own fault for going into the back of a parked car. What were we talking about? Bike insurance. Definitely recommend get good bike insurance. Obviously, I think I pay like $120 a month, I think, and then I have to pay an extra like $100 when I do a race to cover the bikes. But I can't live without insurance. I don't know how you can live with, thankfully this bike I got through a sponsorship, which was, I'm very lucky, a couple of years ago, but it's insured so that if I crash it or it's stolen, I'm covered and I can buy a new one, because I can't afford to buy a new one if that goes. So yeah, get good bike insurance. I have used Favero Asiomas. These are my power pedals. I definitely recommend getting yourself a power meter, and power pedals. These guys, they've lasted years, no issues, fantastic. Look at the reviews, everyone raves about them. Super durable. You can swap the pedals out really easily, which is good. So when I had a crash, I was able to just replace the pedal. I've replaced the pedals a couple times as well, just with the bearings, keep them nice, make sure I'm not losing any watts. I definitely recommend Asiomas. If they die or something happens, I'm gonna get Asiomas again. You'll also notice I'm still rolling. This is the original Wahoo Element Bolt. It's still going strong, no issues. Just no need to upgrade. It's perfectly fine. If you need a bike computer and you can find the Series 1 on sale, get it. Don't waste your money. Also, another thing is that even Wahoo have posted that the Roam, the bigger one, or any bigger bike computer, increases drag. You lose watts. So what is the point of getting a bigger one? I want to have the watts transferred to the road, not dragged in the wind by a fancy bike computer. This is my storage of old tyres. That's the original Pirelli race tyre. I always buy the tyres when they're on sale and just stock up. It's gotten a bit messy now, but it's like my tool cupboard. This bike wash, fantastic. This is the greatest degreaser on the planet. Don't waste your time with anything else. Muck off stuff is genuinely fantastic. Wouldn't waste your time with anything else. That's all I can think of for now, crew. Sorry if that was boring for you, if you know all this or you have your mind made up on all this, but I just thought that if I was young, some of this stuff might actually be helpful and just might save me time, like doing my research. They're just pointers that hopefully can save you some money and save you some time. But yeah, thank you very much for coming along on what was a bit of a different video. But yeah, great fun, and see you at the next video when we're ripping into some more training.